Coming up on AgweekTV, USDA is making a huge investment in ag conservation programs. A North Dakota woman finds success in selling her beef and some very unusual eggs straight off the farm.
Some aspiring chefs develop award-winning recipes using soy.
And we'll show you how some FFA students are using science and technology to solve real problems for farmers. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. U.S. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack traveled to Minnesota to announce a new round of historic USDA investments in conservation programs. Vilsack announced that USDA is investing $1.5 billion in 2024 through the Farm Bill and the Inflation Reduction Act. It will support projects through the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Services Regional Conservation Partnership Program. It prioritizes climate-smart ag, urban agriculture, conservation, and environmental justice. Vilsack says this part of the country is a leader in these programs.
It is the overall contribution that rural America makes to the country. And for far too long, that part of the world, part of the country, has not received its fair share. It's now receiving its fair share, and we're beginning to see the results of that.
USDA is accepting proposals through July 2nd through RCPP portal. NRCS will be hosting webinars with more information. Dan Glessing, president of the Minnesota Farm Bureau, says this investment means more opportunity for more producers. National wheat leaders from around the country came to the Northern Crop Institute in Fargo for the Bear Leadership Training Program. Officers from the National Association of Wheat Growers and the National Wheat Foundation attended the program. They focused on parliamentary procedure, public speaking practice, and board and officer responsibilities.
It's always good to stay proficient and ready for our jobs and our obligations as national representatives of the wheat industry.
The leadership program is at a new location each year, giving attendees an inside look at that region's ag industry.
New views of agriculture and what we're looking at, and also as part of the Wheat Foundation, we're trying to get a good understanding of the different problems at different parts of the country. I mean, 2 years ago we were in Oklahoma. Last year we were in Kentucky. This year we're in North Dakota.
The national wheat leaders and staff had a reception with wheat boards from North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota at the North Dakota Mill and Elevator in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Colin Peterson was the keynote speaker. South Dakota State University hosted its 101st Little International on April 6th and 5th. This year, students showed off their newest update to the arena.
The Red Barn has been a staple of SDSU's Little International for over a century. This year, it's new and improved. The old barn had been the backdrop of the event for more than 20 years.
Our old barn was long overdue, needing to be replaced. And we kind of talked about it last year, and there were some mumblings, and then this year Caleb and I were like, we need to do this.
The project took several months to complete.
It really got off the ground the beginning of this year in January and February. We made a connection with a Miles McDougall from the Lamar's, Iowa area, and he really helped us out a lot.
The new barn is easier to put up, safer, and looks more like a real barn.
This one is easier to handle because we're going to take it right on and off of a trailer that it sits on permanently. It folds in half, which is much more convenient than the 3 separate pieces that we had last time. Like cosmetically, it looks more like a real barn. We put siding on it.
This is the 6th barn that SDSU's Little I has built. It's helping the next generation carry the same legacy on into the next century.
I feel like it's almost everything. I mean, you walk in and that's what you see, you know? So besides the green chips, it's the green chips in the red barn.
It really brings the community together. It shows how the students really put their time and effort into it. Really brings the student out for what they really are.
So I want to see Little I continue because it holds a lot of great leadership opportunities for those who want it, networking opportunities with others, not only in college, but some of the community members even.
In Brookings, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
This year, 185 Little I student staff members took part. But South Dakota State University's Little International is about more than just showing livestock. This year, the group added a new element to the event, a welding contest. This contest required students to weld something entirely made of scrap metal, allowing participants to show off their shop skills.
A lot of the members that really wanted to get this going wanted to give students the ability to show off their skills in the shop. A lot of us are very devoted to our animals and work with livestock, as Little International is quite strong in that area. But some of them who are a little bit better suited in the shop, running a welder, a grinder, cutting, a lot of their manufacturing tasks, we wanted to open the door to them.
Kyle Hamilton didn't have time to show an animal this year, but he did create a bar stool over spring break to showcase in the competition, made entirely from scrap metal found on his farm.
So this is very applicable for any ag kid that's back home on the farm, dealing with equipment, panels, any sort of projects that might need to be done back home on the farm.
After judging, the top 3 items were sold at the Little Eye auction.
Coming up on AgweekTV, 263 South Dakota FFA members compete at the Agri-Science Fair, which focuses on solving real-world problems in agriculture.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single healthcare, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
The simplicity, it's a complicated planner, but it's also simple. That row meter is just very simple and it just seems to work. I liked it just having that tube delivering the seed with an airstream and not having to have extra belts on it or extra electric motors and stuff. A lot of this machinery seems like it's almost getting overly complicated. The simpler that it can work but do what it's supposed to do, I think this machine can definitely do that.
Looking to add non-GMO conventional and organic soybeans to your rotation this year? Soyco International out of Gary, Minnesota is looking for new farmer contracts for the 2023 season. They have proven marketing strategies, partnered with local agronomy expertise to work alongside and provide the certified seeds needed for their contract growers. Soyco International is offering premium prices to boost your operation's bottom line. Reach out to Sean Young today at 218-350-3863 to answer any questions.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
More and more people want a direct connection to where their food comes from. I traveled to McLeod, North Dakota, and met with a woman who is filling that void. Deb Sagfold and her husband began farming in the 80s. They started off farming conventionally, but a few years ago decided to start using regenerative practices on their farm after their soil had become depleted.
And it's changed our whole way of thinking. Everything from, instead of raising pounds of beef, we're growing soil. And the beef are kind of a byproduct of it then. The healthier the soil is, the healthier the nutrition is that comes off from it.
Sagfold wanted to share her homegrown food with others and decided to start selling her beef and other products directly to consumers.
Always said that we live a blessed life here. We eat like kings and queens here, and you don't realize it when you grow up with it, just how privileged that is. Kind of was a natural step just to showcase what we have, and they're getting to be fewer and fewer farmers doing what I'm doing, because it isn't a get rich quick. It's not a get rich at all. It's a passion. It's a passion to feed healthy food to people.
Word spread quickly of Sagfold's products, and soon Sandhill's family farm trailer could be spotted sitting in various parking lots in Fargo, Lisbon, and several other towns. Right now, she is going through and selling 12 head a month to customers.
It took me a long time to take this jump to direct market. I wasn't aware of how well received it was. I didn't realize how hungry people were for what I call real food, but food that's just basic nutrients, not anything added to make it better, just good, wholesome, healthy, nutrient-dense food.
Besides beef, she sells eggs, honey, and other products.
I love chickens. I love birds. As you can tell, there's the peacock hollering.
She also brings something pretty unusual into town for her customers, and it's highly sought after.
I have 2 emu that I hatched from eggs, and they're just pets, but they give back every winter. They start laying eggs usually in November, and she'll lay an egg every 3 days throughout usually March. This year she kept going and she's still giving us eggs. And so I take those to town. I have a sign-up list of people that want eggs and
Right now, there are 35 people on the emu egg wait list. Some South Dakota FFA members got to show off their research at the annual Agri-Science Fair. As Kennedy Tesh reports, their projects use science and technology to solve problems related to ag, food, and natural resources.
We're learning about real problems in the world today.
Brooklyn Beringer is a junior at Gettysburg High School, but she's already solving real-world problems. Thanks to her work in FFA, the Agri-Science Fair is giving her and hundreds of other FFA members from around the state the chance to show off their experiments. Her project focused on the absorption rates of alfalfa pellets and how it can cause choking in horses. It started with her own horses.
There was never an answer that was the same for how long to soak the pellets or for what the temperature was. They were all different, and so I can see the confusion between people when soaking their pellets, the confusion that I felt also. There was no right answer to how to do it.
There were 181 projects in the competition. Madison Central Junior, James Bain, says he's always loved science. For his experiment, he tested products that can prevent rust on pliers.
When I work, I deal with a lot of tools that can get left in less than desirable environments, so I wanted to find a way to prevent rust growth on these tools when they're in those bad environments.
Bobby Eide is a sophomore at Gettysburg. She was alarmed when she discovered that farmers and ranchers have the highest suicide rate in the country, and she hopes her project is life-changing for those struggling with their mental health.
We need more resources available to mental health resources to farmers, and the younger generations are less likely to reach out for mental health even if the resources are available.
The students say their work is very rewarding.
We're actually solving problems that are in the world right now. We're having an impact on the rest of the world.
In Hartford, South Dakota, this is Kennedy Tesh for AgWeek.
The top 3 in each division in the competition will be announced during the South Dakota State FFA Convention coming up in Brookings.
Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll show you some great new award-winning recipes using soy protein.
You got salty soils? We can help. Let's talk.
Built in North Dakota and delivered across the Midwest, every Pinky home is a custom home, designed for your family, built by ours. And with our on-site lumberyard and generations of experience, we can help build the home of your dreams without breaking your budget. Build something that lasts. Build with Pinky Homes. Get to know us and see all of your customization options at pinkyhomes.com.
Attention farmers, increase your revenue and prevent compaction from squeezing your profits with PTG's Central Tire Inflation System, now offered at OK Tire and Service. All controlled from the tips of your fingers, ensuring increased yield and improved fuel economy by adjusting your tire pressure within minutes. You are ensuring the best performance from your tractor on the field and off the field, compatible with any radial tire. Call the OK Tire team today or visit oktireinc.com to learn more.
Spray Advantage is a full-line, full-service dealer with everything you need for fertilizer and chemical applications, like electronics from Microtrack and Raven, pumps by Banjo and John Blue, a full line of poly parts, tanks, and spray tips. We support the equipment we sell with factory-trained service technicians and a well-stocked parts department. It's our commitment to offer you quality products at competitive prices with the best financing options available. Spray Advantage, proudly serving North Dakota and Minnesota.
Farming is more than a career. It's a lifestyle, a calling, and a badge of honor. That's why it's important to have a banking partner who doesn't just understand the farming industry, they understand your farm. At Bremer Bank, we've spent more than 80 years working side by side with farmers like you to help you invest in and grow your operation. Season after season, from one generation to the next.
Do you have nutrient deficiency issues? We can help. Let's talk. AgWeek weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Has spring officially sprung? Here's John with our agri-weather outlook.
Spring marches on, and as we get toward the latter part of April, climatologically, we just get to that point in the year where the cold air that comes in and out of the north just doesn't have the punch that it did earlier. You can still be cold enough for snow, but you're not going to see it getting down to 10 degrees or 10 below or anything like that anywhere except up in the high mountains, and even that's becoming much less likely. So April advances. What are we looking at as we get into spring planting season across much of the region, much of the northern U.S. In fact, the soils in the Corn Belt and the northern plains a little bit drier than average, though with the weather pattern I'm seeing, not great cause for concern. Not saying there won't be areas that have a little stress when those seeds first go in the ground. I'm just seeing those timely rains, at least for the time being. Let's hope that that kind of weather pattern continues. Jet stream right now, the polar jet comes in, kind of splits a little bit around a low in the southwest, but it's mostly inhabiting about the northern latitudes of the United States, southern Canada. Subtropical jet stream is a little bit weaker right now, and that is staying mostly down south. Starting to see some warm air intruding into the Great Plains this weekend, but with this trough coming out, that's quickly going to die down. We'll get some cooler weather dropping down into the U.S., but the freezing air is going to remain mostly Canadian and Rocky Mountain. I don't see a lot of freezing air into the U.S., maybe a little bit in Maine. This ridging activity that we're seeing over the eastern U.S. midweek is going to push some pretty warm air. A lot of this big blob of 80s going to try to make it into the northeast over the next several days, and by the end of the week, going to be pretty consistent 70s and a few 80s there, 80s and a few spots up around 90 down south. A little bit of a push of freezing weather toward the Great Lakes, Lake Superior, but I just don't see it penetrating much down into the U.S. A lot of the week in the northern Great Plains, though, will be quite cool. By that I mean a lot of days where it's only in the 40s and the 50s. This trough will eventually relax a little bit, and as we go on toward the second week, really the last full week of April, we're getting toward the end, the pattern is weakening a little bit, and the second week of this forecast period should see a gradual return of warmer weather and mainly drier weather over most of the Great Plains and the Corn Belt. Precipitation this week, early in the week, big storm lifting out that'll bring some rain to the eastern Dakotas and Minnesota. That'll turn to snow further north up into Canada. And then later in the week, there will be a weather system mostly as rain that will bring some thunderstorms, turning into more general rains in the northeast. The Pacific Northwest, it's really going to be mostly Canada and the far Pacific Northwest. The second week of the pattern, April 21st to 27th, is looking a little quieter. A few storms in the south and mid-south, but most of these rains not expected to be as heavy, and probably just stray showers in the north.
The simplicity, I mean, it's a complicated planner, but it's also simple. that row meter is just very simple and it just seems to work. I like that just having that tube delivering the seed with an airstream and not having to have extra belts on it or extra electric motors and stuff. A lot of this machinery seems like it's almost getting overly complicated. The simpler that it can work but do what it's supposed to do, I think this machine can definitely do that.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
Power Rich Fertilizer is a leading provider of macro and micronutrient fertilizers customized for you. Our products, including granular and liquid foliars, are designed to enhance your crop's yield and disease resistance. We're here to help you get the most out of your crop with our incredible products. To learn more, call Steve Jerolimic at 701-799-2672. Discover the Power Rich difference. Contact us today.
Built in North Dakota and delivered across the Midwest, every Pinky home is a custom home, designed for your family, built by ours. And with our on-site lumberyard and generations of experience, we can help build the home of your dreams without breaking your budget. Build something that lasts. Build with Pinky Homes. Get to know us and see all of your customization options at pinkyhomes.com.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
AgweekTV Soy Insight, brought to you by the North Dakota Soybean Council.
April is Soy Foods Month, and what better way to celebrate than with some new soy recipes? Some aspiring chefs use soy ingredients to develop new award-winning dishes. In this month's Soy Insight, Rose Dunn gives you a taste of some of the winners.
So it's tofu sushi rolls and tofu cabbage rolls.
Alexis Harstead is a student in the culinary program at the North Dakota State College of Science in Wahpeton. She and her classmates were invited to develop recipes for the Soy Foods contest sponsored by the North Dakota Soybean Council. Alexis was a triple threat in the contest with winning appetizer, main dish, and dessert recipes she dreamed up.
It actually affected my sleep. I could not sleep because it was constantly on my mind about how I could do this.
The contest is designed to highlight the high-quality plant-based soy protein. The students say they liked working with soy.
I think soy is very versatile.
Student chef Sean Maddock won first place in the entree category with his pork bowl with edamame slaw. He plans to incorporate more soy into his work and his own diet.
Well, it's cheap, it's versatile, it's pretty widely available in most places. And it's fun to work with too, because it's different, it's new. Like I said, you can do anything with it.
Dallas Leff grows soybeans and is a director on the North Dakota Soybean Council board. He and his family are trying to get more soy into their meals at home, and he's happy to stop in and sample the winning dishes.
For younger people, younger chefs especially, to integrate soy into maybe some of their dishes at an early age, like this is pretty cool. Like this, they can use this forever now. So this is a good investment, I think, for the Soy Council or check-off dollars.
In Wahpeton, North Dakota, this is Rose Dunn for AgWeek.
The top 3 student chefs in each category were awarded scholarship funds to help with tuition from the North Dakota Soybean Council. You can find all the winning recipes at the website on your screen. Up next on AgWeek TV, an FFA chapter marks a big milestone with a party.
You got salty soils? We can help. Let's talk.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single healthcare, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
Attention farmers, increase your revenue and prevent compaction from squeezing your profits with PTG's Central Tire Inflation System, now offered at OK Tire and Service. All controlled from the tips of your fingers, ensuring increased yield and improved fuel economy by adjusting your tire pressure within minutes. You are ensuring the best performance from your tractor on the field and off the field, compatible with any radial tire. Call the OK Tire team today or visit oktireinc.com to learn more.
When it comes to grain storage and handling solutions, one call does it all. Gateway Building Systems is one of the largest Brock bin dealers in the U.S. Our expert team is dedicated to creating a customized plan for your future success. Expanding your operation has never been easier with our range of Brock solid bins, grain dryers, conveyors, and more. As your trusted partner, we are committed to serving the needs of farmers. Take the first step toward success and call Gateway Building Systems today.
Farming is more than a career. It's a lifestyle, a calling, and a badge of honor. That's why it's important to have a banking partner who doesn't just understand the farming industry, they understand your farm. At Bremer Bank, we've spent more than 80 years working side by side with farmers like you to help you invest in and grow your operation. Season after season, from one generation to the next.
Do you have nutrient deficiency issues? We can help. Let's talk.
FFA students and alumni celebrated a very special anniversary this week in Owatonna, Minnesota. The chapter held a banquet marking 100 years. It actually started as a farm club in 1924, then evolved into an FFA chapter. Liz Tinaglia has been the teacher and FFA advisor here for 29 years, and she said it was fun for her and the students to explore the archives for items to put on display.
Amazing, amazing. Historically, I mean, we have some handouts and some programs from 1938. We have some programs from the 40s, the 50s. We have pictures, we have trophies, plaques, everything from, very historical information.
I love getting to know people. I love getting to know people's stories, why they're here, what they're doing now, like where it got them. I like hearing that. I think it's really inspirational.
The banquet was held at Owatanna's new $126 million high school that opened last spring. Stories you'll only see on AgWeek.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. The Minnesota governor recommends funding for in-home water treatments for nitrates. And Extension Research gives soybean gallonage update. We appreciate you watching AgweekTV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.